welcome back to Lessons from the Block with Shadi and Dirk.
Hi guys.
Going to talk about IDOs and ICOs. First of all, what is an IDO and what is an ICO?
There are two different things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you.
You have an ICO, which is an initial coin offering,
Okay.
and an IDO.
Yeah, which is?
That's a good question.
An IDO is initial DEX offering. Okay. That's what it is. Okay, and it's a way for projects to raise funds by launching tokens on a decentralized exchange.
So it's basically what you're saying is when a token is launching,
Yeah.
then it's an IDO or an ICO or an IPO.
I guess so.
How does an IDO work like an ICO?
It's a very, very good question. I think the easiest way to explain it is thinking of IDOs like as a fancy dinner party.
You have another metaphor again.
I do have another metaphor.
I love
I've been
them.
dropping these metaphors
Please, please.
the entire time. Anyway, it's where you get a sample of the new dishes before they hit the menu. You know? A little sample.
Makes sense.
Before you even try out the full project.
So what you're saying is that you can get in like very early.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that means a high ROI, which means return
more
on
money, more money.
investment, right?
More money.
Money.
What is your experience with IDOs and ICOs?
Oh, I got wrecked.
Really?
Yes, man. In 2021. Okay, this is I think also a nice story. On decentralized exchanges, you have sometimes that you can participate also in the pre-sales, and they have like several. Platforms for that, and what you basically do is you connect your on-chain wallet, or you connect your wallet with a platform, and then you send or Ethereum or BNB or Solana to like a platform, and then you participate in like a funding round, and then you get like in the token.
Where though?
It's platforms, several
platforms.
Yes, but
Okay.
we also have it on Bybit. We
have IDO offerings on our platform.
Yeah, and I think the returns were pretty good actually. I saw one that did like 44x or something.
Yeah.
But the problem, or I think the risk is with IDOs, is that most of the time you also have like token vesting. Do you know what token vesting is?
No, what's that?
Okay. So if you invest very early, so basically if you invest before that the project goes live, it means that you have it like against a lower price, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And to compensate your lower price, they say to you, hey, okay, you can have these tokens, but you can only have them like after 1 month the token did go live, and we distribute them to you within like, let's say, 12 or 18 months. Which means that you have like a very long lockup period, and the longer the lockup period, how higher the risk, because there is a bear market coming always, right? But if you make sure that the amount that you get when the token goes live is like, for example, 10 or 20%, and the token goes times 5, you still have your investment back and you have a free back. But I got wrecked a lot on IDOs.
But how?
Because there was a time in 2021 and also in 2017, but I was not that active back then, that you can basically ape every pre-sale that you see, and it did go like 10 or 20x. It was crazy. So I was doing that, and I was basically, everything that I saw, I just threw in some money. And at one point, I didn't pay that much attention because I was becoming lazy of the bull market. And then I had so many lockup periods and scams and rug pulls and other things to deal with. And then I was thinking, okay, I need like a platform where I can really ape into safe IDOs.
Yeah. And what's that platform now?
Bybit.
Anyway, what he's trying to say is don't do what he did, okay, and just go do on Bybit safely.
Exactly. Because I think also with the risk with on-chain investing, like we mentioned before as well, there are so many people with other intentions in this crypto space, you know.
Very true.
Yes. So please make sure always watch out with what you ape. How do you think that you can be protected from scammers in such a project? Because why are they scamming so much on this? Because it seems so attractive, right? Oh, we have a pre-sale. You go in before all the other people are going.
How is it happening?
That they don't distribute the tokens, or that they pull out all the liquidity, which
so
is
you just got to look out for the safest projects.
Yes,
or
and
the ones that have more transparency in their project.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which for me is most of the time like a green flag or like something healthy to see. If some good KOLs or influencers are onboarded, and I mean the good one, always do your own research who you follow and who you don't follow, because there are also like influencers who keep saying tokens that keep dumping if they are sharing it. It's maybe
That's
also a
very
sign.
true. We've
I don't
seen that
know.
all the
I don't
time.
know. I'm not an influencer. And also the venture backing. The venture backing is basically the venture capitalists, the VCs, and the other big players in the space who can also participate in those rounds. And if there are like prominent names in the list, is also a good sign,
Yeah.
of course.
Cool. So how does the IDO work? The process.
So basically, you have like several platforms or like different platforms, and you allocate some Ethereum or some BNB or some Solana into a pool. And for that amount of Solana or Ethereum, you get back like a certain amount of the token. And like I mentioned before, you get it like investing schedule. So you get it unlocked in like a couple of weeks or months, or depends on the contract.
Okay, cool. So like the IDO process it involves several steps. It's project selection, fundraising, token distribution. Each step is designed to ensure a fair, transparent process for both the project and the investors. That's how it should be when you avoid those non-transparent projects.
And I think that's also important that you do it like on a safely and trustable platform. I think that Polka Starter, for example, is a good one. Pink Sale can be a good one. It's on Binance chain, but always make sure that you do your own research on this, because there are like a lot of scams and rug pulls as well.
Yeah.
But you can actually have very good returns on IDOs. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And sometimes you also need to do like some tasks, and I want to mention this as well, because of course the projects don't want to allocate too big amounts to the pre-sale, right? Because what do you get? Otherwise you get like a lot of people who got in on a very low price, which will increase the sell pressure at a higher price. Makes sense, right? So what are they doing? They allocate like a very small position from the tokenomics to a pre-sale or to an IDO, and then they give it to a good platform, for example, Polka Starter. This is non-financial advice, and it's all education purpose, and we are not
don't do what Dirk does. That's going to be the motto of this episode.
Exactly.
Don't do what Dirk does.
Don't copy me. And then they allocate like a certain amount of tokens to the platform. And then they can say, okay, if the user want to buy, they need to hold at least X amount of X token. And usually that's the native token of the platform. But also some tasks that you need to do. For example, follow on Twitter or on X. Follow on X. Follow all their socials, go in the community. It's basically also what we discussed yesterday with airdrops.
Yeah, that's very true. You just kind of go check out the community, make sure you speak to different users, and you'll find out a little bit more about the project, and you discuss with also the project leads as well.
Exactly. Based on the amount of tokens that you hold from the platform, the bigger their allocation is. So that's also like increases to buy pressure from the token of the platform. But to be honest, and this is not financial advice, this is just my own purpose, I see right now that the pre-sales and the IDO hype is a little bit gone. I don't see that much good pre-sales anymore.
There's not that many that we see. Of course, on Bybit we have the IDO 2.0 LayerNet.
Oh yeah,
just got launched.
That's cool.
Recently, certain.
And of course, I don't know if you saw it as well, but I think a few months ago there were like a lot of influencers and KOLs who were also doing like random pre-sales on X, right? Can you remember?
It was very strange.
They were like just only like, okay, send Solana to this address, we go live in 1 hour. But there were actually 2 or 3 very good tokens, I believe, Book of Memes and Slurf. Slurf went very high, and Slurf was also like a little bit a mistake. I'm not sure if you can remember it.
I do remember it.
So
sort of. I think at the time someone had told me check out this project. I was like, okay, checked it out. I was like, I'm not touching this.
No, because basically what happened is, I think for a total of $5 million was sent to the pre-sale address. I'm not sure, by the way, of these numbers. And then instead of that, they were distributing their tokens, they burned all the $5 million worth of the Slurf token.
Yikes.
So what happened? All the pre-sale investors didn't get their tokens.
Gotta be careful from that, man.
What basically happened then, they all started buying the token like on chain, and then it went up like sky high, and then it got listed on Bybit and things like that. I think it was the same like with Book of Memes as well.
Yeah,
Interesting.
anyway, like you just gotta pick and choose which projects you actually kind of like.
Yeah, but please be careful because just sending
Research
funds.
is key.
Yes,
Research is key.
sending funds to a random address is basically very strange, and it's only something that we can do like in the crypto space, right? Without any theft agreements or things like that. Just transfer random amounts of money to a random guy and just trust them. So please be careful with this.
Yeah. Do your research.
Yes.
That we already talked about the risks of it and everything. So
I wouldn't advise it, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it depends. If you want to test the waters, test the waters. It
Agree.
is something that it's not something that everyone does, but once you kind of try out, some people can actually find benefit in it, and some people don't.
Agree.
So
Cool.
keep an eye on the emerging trends in the IDO space, such as cross-chain IDOs, new fundraising models. These innovations could shape the future of decentralized finance. Some of them are actually backed by really, really highly influential projects and highly influential platforms. But then some can be a little bit
And I think
questionable.
and I think this is a good indicator, like how to find the right one. Like I mentioned before, of course, a good backing, but also like a good following, some KOLs, some influencers, and also you can see, okay, how much money did they already raise, right, and how fast did it go?
I think the order book. It's available usually for an IDO or no?
Yes, you can see, like, it's not called the order book, but it's something like that. You can see like the amount of funds that already got sent to the pre-sale pool, and there you can basically see, okay, how many interests is there, which is I think very important, right?
Yeah. Very true.
Cool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it for for this episode.
We are
Thank
quick.
you. Yeah, exactly. Well, we shouldn't be quick in everything.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you so much. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Lessons by the block.